This is our presentation on the future of BIOMab. And we are Anush, Teresa, Nick, Lior, and Dims.
Hi, my name is Dims Wakimoto, and I'll be presenting the value, customer, and context of BIOMab. Intended for the use of head and neck cancer patients in India, Biocon offers BIOMab, the innovative addition to traditional cancer treatments, which, unlike its competitor Erbitux, BIOMab has fewer side effects and near 100% response rate when combined with traditional therapies. If Biocon is able to get good results on phase 3 tests, the growing and aging world population will provide a great market for the drug, as the company has already sold products in over 120 countries. Patients with cancer will be the main customer for the drug, as well as the providers, such as oncologists and pharmacists, who will be the gateway to the product, especially for those who reside in India. Head and neck cancer is one of the most prevalent forms of cancer in India. 21% of the world's head and neck cancer patients reside in India. Patient centricity is one of the top priorities for the company, as its focus is to help patients with serious chronic diseases. The company also believes that sustainable growth is possible when industry interests are balanced with social interests. The company aims to deliver inexpensive medications through its deep science and cutting-edge technology. Their goal is to deliver as many people as possible, including the 2 billion people in the world who lacks access to essential medicines. Thank you.
Okay, Biocon has an entrenched competitor in Erbitux, which is a drug that is available in 53 countries currently. It is approved by the US FDA for use with colorectal cancer, and in US and Europe as well for head and neck cancer. These approvals are supported by phase 3 trials. And for this reason, competition will be difficult to approach. However, in BIOMab, Biocon has a drug that has completed phase 2 trials and shown an impressive acumen for treating head and neck cancer. The effectiveness is 80% when combined with radiotherapy, and an impressive 100% when combined with radio and chemotherapy. This drug has a strong potential for treating other types of cancer in the future. And the main selling point is that BIOMab only requires 6 doses, while Erbitux has an indefinite dosing cycle.
So for our SWOT analysis, we'll start with the strengths. One of BIOMab's strengths is that it is highly effective on its own, but has nearly an 100% impact rate when it's used with other treatments. It also has minimal side effects, which is rare with typical cancer drugs, making it more desirable for patients. BIOMab has a strong reputation, and its name is recognizable, giving it a leg up in credibility for patients. As far as weaknesses go, one of the weaknesses is that treatment for BIOMab is limited and specific to only one type of cancer, which appeals to India rather than the rest of the world. This prohibits BIOMab from potentially becoming globally popular. In addition, phase 3 testing is also fairly expensive and has not been done yet. When it comes to opportunities, BIOMab has a great opportunity, given its reputable name, to establish relationships with oncologists. This could potentially lead to more use of BIOMab. Phase 3 trials do not get to be, we changed that part. Embarking on phase 3 trials will give BIOMab external validation for its effectiveness and safety. And one other opportunity is that cancer rates are increasing since population of smokers in India is high, leading to more use for BIOMab. And then as far as threats go, the regulatory structure in India is underdeveloped, making it harder to gain approval for BIOMab, also giving other competitors such as Erbitux a chance to get ahead potentially. Also, since patent laws in India are also underdeveloped, BIOMab may get dominated by the generic market after a few years. As a result of India's healthcare structure, patients will have to pay out of pocket, and government may be limited in options for treatment.
As we think about strategies for introducing BIOMab, it is helpful for us to think about the 4 Ps: product, price, promotion, and place. Since monoclonal therapies are new for Biocon, establishing the presence and reputation for BIOMab is essential. We believe that can be done through phase 3 trials and price. More on that in a moment. Phase 3 trials will give clinical validation to the safety and effectiveness of the new drug, which establishes reputation. In phase 2 trials, BIOMab showed a 100% cure rate when used with radio and chemotherapies, with less side effects than the competition, making BIOMab a more attractive choice. While phase 3 trials do take time, this will force our competitor Erbitux to establish a market for monoclonal therapies in India. We expect to capture significant market share once phase 3 trials are complete. With price, customers will initially self-pay given the nature of the medical system in India. Price should start high, both to recoup R&D costs and to enter the market with high reputational pricing. We do not want to be the discount cancer drug manufacturer, especially when we are starting out. BIOMab needs 6 rounds of treatment, while the competition needs an ongoing use. BIOMab can start with premium pricing and still cost less than the competition over the customer's lifetime. We recommend Biocon charge $5,500 per dose, making total lifetime costs $33,000. Given BIOMab's effectiveness, we expect little price resistance. Is given with physicians. We think that the customer sales team should be established to guide the self-pay customers through their use of BIOMab. Again, they are paying a lot out of pocket, and we want to make sure that they feel that they are taken care of. Having support available will give patients extra care during their treatment. This also really supports our reputation as an industry leader. Place, BIOMab requires significant logistical support. It requires refrigeration and fares better during shorter travel periods, as I alluded to earlier. So due to the high cost of infrastructure requirements, Biocon should just be sold in major city centers in India at the outset. We can expand reach once the drug scales up and the cost goes down. Lastly, Biocon should leverage traditional channels, partnerships, opportunities to add channel structure once the drug scales. And the reason we want to stick with those traditional partnerships is that we are a new drug. This company is new in this space. We want doctors to go with what they feel they are most comfortable with until we can establish our base customers for BIOMab.
As BIOMab is a high quality product, Biocon's marketing team believes that it justifies a high price point. Although the total lifetime cost of $33,000 will be much lower than the competitor product in Erbitux. Product will be sold in India, so the dosing will come in at 68,000 rupees per dose. Based on information garnered from other functions in Biocon, we see that our projected profit is going to be about 30%. At this price point, then we are projecting approximately $4.2 million in profit per year. At this amount of profit, Biocon estimates that we will offset the cost of a new manufacturing plant within 6 years.
So the product life cycle for BIOMab includes an introductory phase. During the introduction phase, the product will be limited to head and neck indications. We will be moving into the market with the high price of $5,500 per dose and evaluate exclusive distribution as well as educational promotion. The growth phase is where we will transition to selective distribution, include both educational and differentiation in terms of our promotional material and advertising, and increase production in order to meet the demand. In maturity, We will continue with promotional activities, which will be in the form of reminder advertisement. We will transition to more intensive distribution, discount pricing, and have multiple pharmacies in rural communities carry the drug. For decline and product extension, we'll be looking at evaluating whether product patents can have extensions, and also transitioning the product towards newer indications. Furthering the product life cycle for each phase, as stated, head and neck indications is the introduction of the product. In terms of promotion, education will be targeting oncologists first. The dosing will be high to begin at 5,500 per dose. And due to refrigeration and overall the access of where key oncologists are located, urban centers will be where we introduce the product. We do anticipate low sales to start due to the low reach and introductory marketing. For growth, we will, as a company, see an increase in our operating expenses due to advertising and promotion, specifically for product differentiation advertisement. The pricing will be unchanged. Salaries and wages expenses will increase for the company due to spending on Salesforce, and we will be scaling up to meet the demand, and that will include acquiring a new manufacturing plant to support this activity. In terms of distribution, increasing key providers and growing distribution networks will be important for growth. For maturity, we will promote BIOMab through reminder advertisement as cases for head and neck cancer will rise due to the aging population. And in terms of intensive distribution, we will move into rural regions. Pricing will start becoming, discounts will be implemented within our pricing strategy at the distribution phase. For decline, as stated earlier, we will be extending patents and planning launches for new indications. For head and neck indications, the pricings will continue to decline.
Biocon believes that we have significant growth potential in BIOMab through expanded indications and expansion into other global markets. Starting from the year of initial product launch with head and neck cancer, we estimate that an indication for use with breast cancer or a different type of cancer may be achievable within 3 years, at which point we will expand market share in that indication over the next few years as data comes in and market acceptance grows. Moving on, Biocon has potential to expand into other global markets such as the US, Europe, and the Pacific Rim to really build the product lines across the global markets. To summarize the product launch plan, Biocon would like to start in year 1 by pursuing phase 3 clinical trials for BIOMab. By year 3, our team hopes that we can launch BIOMab for head and neck cancer indication. The next year, in year 4, we would like to file expanded indication for other cancer types, including breast cancer, and also file for use of BIOMab in other markets, such as the United States, Europe, and the Pacific Rim. 3 years later, by year 7, Biocon hopes to launch BIOMab for treatment of other types of cancer.
In conclusion, through aggressive phase 3 trials of BIOMab, Biocon can position BIOMab as a leading treatment for head and neck cancer and expand into other cancer treatments. Given the high cure rate, BIOMab has an opportunity to be the monoclonal treatment leader in India. Thank you so much for watching our presentation.